especially, I'm gonna go back to Michael. Here he was. He when we first met, he was I mean, he had a slew of armed bodyguards. I'm just going to get that straight out of the way, and limousines, and back then they had the earbuds and all that. And he had told them to stand down when I came up in a secluded area of Santa Barbara to meet, and um, he wasn't the fancy red jacket with all the zippers all on it. And he wasn't the Thriller with all the makeup on,
Yeah.
looking like death ran over. Uh, he wasn't doing anything but wearing torn up jeans, some type of raggedy shirt, and and I'm not even sure if it was the penny loafers. I think it was some other type of little church shoe. I'm gonna call them little church shoes he was wearing, and he had a jam box, and he had cardboard and plywood stretched out, and he was working on his moves. And when I approached him, his bodyguards, were locked and loaded, and it was because of the friendship of my grandfather and his dad, Joe Jackson, where we actually, in my opinion, got a chance to meet up and actually talk. But it was because I said at first, "You're Michael Jackson," and I had a girlfriend that was she was a model at that time. She was an actress and model. But the thing about it is, at the time, her and I were looking at each other, and I'm looking over her, and she's like, "That's Michael Jackson." I said, "Hey, man, you're Michael Jackson. You're Michael Jackson." And at first, he was denying it. He was denying it. I said, "No, no, 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 no. You're Michael Jackson." And so I said, "I can prove it." And he goes, "No, I'm not him. I'm not him." I said, "Yeah, my grandfather and your dad were best friends up in Gary, Indiana." Then me and my girl started walking away, and he actually stopped me and said, "Wait, wait, come back, come back. What was your grandfather's name?" And when I told him, and then the last name McNeil hit him,
He
and
right in there.
and Michael reached out and just embraced me, just like how I'm doing this microphone right now. He held me for about 2 or 3 minutes, and tears of joy. So what level did my grandfather and his dad have? Well, for one, my grandfather was what they call a straw boss, and so when I told him the name, instantly, that's what woke that whole friendship up,
That
and,
connection.
yeah, and at that point, I realized he's a man just like me.